According to the Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance, 5.7 million adult Americans are currently diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Growing up, I always wondered what made me so different from other people. Why did kids find me weird? Why didn't anyone want to play with me? Why did I have such trouble communicating my emotions effectively? It wasn't until I was 16 that I finally figured out the reason. After being hospitalized, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which, under the National Institute of Mental Health, is a mental illness that constantly changes a person's energy, concentration, and mood. People with this illness can find something as simple as day to day tasks completely mentally draining. Bipolar disorder is normally diagnosed in the teen or early adult years, but this illness can be so difficult to identify that many people go their whole lives without being diagnosed. And even after being diagnosed, there is still the obstacle of learning how to live the rest of your life with your illness. Through hospitalization, therapy, and medication, I've been able to identify and manage my mental illness. I overcame bipolar disorder. At first, I suffered from drastic mood changes. Before being diagnosed and treated for bipolar disorder, my life was very chaotic and my mood changes were instant, unexplainable, and mostly blamed on teenage hormones. Instantly from happiness to sadness to anger to depression to irritability. Through all these changes, I searched for reasons why I felt so confused and hopeless, and I could not explain what was happening to me. Bipolar disorder is like a light switch for your emotions that your brain controls without your permission. You only react to the light or dark, but you have no warning when the switch will turn. As a result of these unexplainable mood shifts, I was admitted to an adolescent behavioral health ward at a hospital. After a serious cry for help and discussing things with my parents, we realized that I needed professional help and I could not deal with this on my own. Once I was admitted to the hospital, they created a set daily schedule that established positive consistency in my life with art therapy, group therapy, and individual therapy. After meeting with a therapist every day, I was officially diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Now that we have established my diagnosis, let's discuss how I worked to resolve it. I began by seeing a therapist once a week. Identifying the cause of my manic episodes was the first step my therapist and I took. We used tools like listing stressful things in my life and tracking my daily mood changes with a mood journal. To deal with oncoming manic episodes, we discussed self-care coping techniques such as journaling, physical exercise, and breathing. According to the 2021 article, Coping with Bipolar Disorder by Sandra Casabianca, self-care is key in managing symptoms of bipolar disorder and can minimize any challenges that come up. Furthermore, after a few sessions and being given an official diagnosis, my therapist prescribed me mood-stabilizing medication called Lamictal. Mood stabilizers uses body chemical messengers called neurotransmitters to create and transport messages from one cell to another. These messages help instruct your body to function normally. Patients with bipolar disorder usually have an imbalance of chemicals in their brain that lead to unresponsive neurotransmitters. Taking mood stabilizers can help patients steady the drastic high and low mood shifts as well as lessen the severity of symptoms. When I began taking the medication, I experienced symptoms like vertigo, irritability, and worst of all, insomnia. It became so difficult to fall asleep, and every night was spent tossing and turning. However, the side effects subsided within a few weeks, and within a few months, I saw positive improvements in my demeanor. I rarely had manic episodes or sudden mood shifts, and even if I did, they weren't as intense. Although this medication eventually worked well for me, it is most useful when it is incorporated into a set routine. By eating 3 meals a day, drinking plenty of water, as well as setting multiple reminder alarms, I created a daily routine to take my medication. In conclusion, through hospitalization, therapy, and medication, I have been able to manage my mental illness. Your mental illness does not define you. You are not trapped and limited by your diagnosis. I have personal experience of suffering, but I have overcome my battle, and you can too. Alan Cohen said it best. Those who love you are not fooled by mistakes you have made or dark images you hold about yourself. They remember your beauty when you feel ugly, your wholeness when you are broken, your innocence when you feel guilty, and your purpose when you are confused. Yay! Okay.